So I don't want to be reactionary. I don't want to just say something because of how I feel in the moment. And I don't want you as a fan to watch preseason and come away with, man, they're going 82-0 and then 16-0 in the NBA playoff. I don't want you to get overexcited. But I also want to be honest and do my due diligence by saying that this is not the same Denver Nuggets team. This is not the same team we saw in the season last year. This is not the same Denver Nuggets team we saw sludge through the regular season. This is not the same Denver Nuggets team that we saw have an implosion of losing the GM and the head coach 3 games before the regular season ended. This is not the Denver Nuggets team that we saw show horrific effort for massive stretches of the year. This team is connected. This team is locked in. This team has an energy about it. And the thing that was going through my mind when I was watching them play with the starters and with the bench is that nothing is the same. I immediately thought about Drake and the album because that's what it feels like. It feels like we're in the middle of a transition. So I am absolutely floored with just how good they look today. Y'all, this is Swipa. This is your place to get your favorite NBA content. Like, share, and subscribe, y'all. Right now, half of y'all are not subscribed. We are on the way to 15,000 subscribers. If you hit that button right now, we will be at 15,000 subscribers in a couple of months. We're doing it in the next couple of months. I'm believing and claiming 15,000 subscribers. We're on the way. Press that button, y'all. We are on the way to a historic Denver Nuggets season. And shout out to the Chicago Bulls. I love their team. I think Billy Donovan is great. I love Matas Buzelis. I think Josh Giddey is a great player. Ayo Dosunmu is one of my favorite role players. Everybody knows that. I think that they have a lot on the way. Kobe White is great. But I'm telling you right now that if you watch that Denver Nuggets team, one of the first things you're coming away with is, yo, who is Jamal Murray? Who is this? This is preseason. This is preseason. Jamal Murray has been on quite the run this preseason. Jamal Murray has been in a different mode this preseason. He just looks and feels like a totally different player. His energy, the effort, the physicality, the ball handling, the decision making, and the shot making, and even just from an IQ standpoint, he has just somehow figured out there is a way and a flow that I ought to be operating with, and he was 100% in his bag today. The story of the Denver Nuggets preseason is a lot of things, but maybe title number one is Jamal freaking Murray, y'all. Y'all, this dude, look at this. Look at Jamal Murray. This dude is in a different place.
Shot clock is short here for Murray. He's got to put it up 1 second. He tosses up.
First off, I just want y'all to notice, like, the decisions that he's making. Like, it is not something he's thinking about. First off, look at the ball handling, the quick twitch, the lower body, everything, the pacing, the setup. He is all the way there. This is the dude that's playing confident. And then he gets to the spot at the end of the shot clock, sides is up, and then off 1 foot, fade away, Jamal Murray three-pointer. Yeah. Yeah, Jamal, he's there. I love what I'm seeing from Jamal Murray. Love what I'm seeing from Jamal Murray. And shout out Matt Brooks for constantly always getting the clips. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets for putting the clips out. That is a tedious task trying to do that, and they do it all the time, man. So shout out to them. But Jamal Murray, y'all, I think there just needs to be a lot to be said about there is something to what he is coming into the season with and how much of an effect that is going to have on the team. Because it's not just the scoring, y'all. It's even just plays like this. Seeing the field, being able to see Aaron Gordon backdoor, seeing what's in front of him, siding up the big. I'm not going to be selfish with it. Jamal Murray, I could easily size up, step back, Vooch. Josh Giddey falls asleep staring at Jamal. Jamal reads the back door. Good pass, finish, dunk. Again, you can just see with Jamal, like there's a feel. There's a feel this year. And I love how tenacious he is being about getting to his spot and finishing plays. Because it's a big deal. Like, again, I'm going to show another clip from Jamal. This is vintage Jamal Murray. This is vintage Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, when he is in his bag hitting these kind of shots, again, off a screen, gets to switch, reads with Jokic, baits the screen, gets the defender to overplay the screen.
Really rotate many different players through there.
Sidestep into a perfect three-pointer.
Really only that.
Again, Jamal Murray being able to read the defense. He is, again, y'all, he got drafted in 2016. This is year 9. Jamal at this point is a full-fledged adult in the league. He'll be 29 years old in February. He's just in a different place, man. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, this should make every Denver Nuggets fan excited. Every Denver Nuggets fan excited. Because there's a world in which Jamal Murray is able to lead this team. And I think everybody in Denver would love to see it. Everybody in Denver wants to see it. Everybody in Denver is looking forward to it. Because these are the kind of plays that Jamal and Jokic have always made. Two-man game,
not going to play in
being able to read it, finding the short roll, the pocket pass right in the middle that Jamal Murray is so good with. This two-man game is the staple of the Denver Nuggets offense, and I would say the most dominant two-man game in the NBA. It has been. Because of just they have so much synergy. They've been doing it for so long, and both of them are so good at the individual things they do on those plays. And I think it matters a lot, y'all, that Jamal Murray is in a space where he said coming off of the NBA season, being able to rest and being able to come into a NBA preseason game and give you 30 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and he had a 67 true shooting. Jamal Murray had 10 free throws today, y'all. 10 free throws. 10 free throws. And if you just watch how Jamal plays, he took 8 3-pointers today. He only made 2 of them. Jamal Murray, y'all, is a 41% three-point shooter. He's a 39 at the low to 42% three-point shooter. This dude is going to make about 3 out of 7, basically every single night. So for you to be able to get Jamal to shoot with a high level of efficiency from the three-point line and then be able to give you free throws, like, and I joked on the timeline, but I mean this as well. Jamal Murray, it feels like he's been kind of watching SGA a little bit. Like, you got to be able to be really good at the high level things to be a high level scorer and a high level guard. The things you got to be able to master are obviously being a great jump shooter. That's Jamal. The things you got to be able to master are being able to be a good to great passer. That's Jamal. The things you got to be able to master are being able to get inside and finish well. And get inside and finish well, and get inside. And if you don't finish, get to the free throw line. So the idea that Jamal Murray is going to be able to increase his free throw output, that makes such a big difference for this team. Huge difference. And I'm hoping that is going to be something that sticks. But shout out to Jamal Murray, y'all. Again, just a phenomenal game by Jamal. And I love what I'm seeing from him in the preseason so far. You know, so far he's given you 12 points a game on 19 minutes played in the preseason, but he's shooting 48% from the field, 38.5% from the three-point line, and shooting 100 from free throw. That's good. Like, you know, you want to be able for Jamal to develop good habits, and he's doing that so far, and he looks great. He looks stupendous. So shout out to Jamal Murray. Aaron Gordon, y'all, is another one who's having a phenomenal preseason. AG today had 17 points. He was 6 of 11 from the field. He was 2 of 3 from 3, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds as well. He was a plus 32. Like, his defense today was good. He got up into who was that? He got up into Patrick Williams today. Patrick Williams got in the game and was trying to, like, you know, just be a little bit lackadaisical on the perimeter with the basketball. Then he put so much pressure on him. It reminded me of Lou Dort. And then he basically was just able to step into his grill, forced a turnover. And so you're just watching, like, AG is in a place now where he's playing confident, where he feels confident, and he's just doing so many high-level things for this team. And obviously it starts off with his defense. But it's also the fact that he's able to, I think, utilize his strength and athleticism and his intelligence now in ways that he just wasn't able to in the past. Because now, again, this is just what happens when players develop, when they get more time and they get more seasoning, they just get into a different place. So shout out to AG, man. Like, he looks really, really strong. He looks really healthy, and I think this is the big story. Last year, the biggest deterrent for Aaron Gordon was the health. He didn't have the health and therefore affected everything, defensively especially, and he was only able to play really, I think, 51 games last year, and then half of those he wasn't healthy and the defense wasn't good. So if AG is able, and hopefully it continue to have this level of play and is able to slide into the year healthy like this, makes all the difference in the world. But again, look at these kind of plays from Aaron Gordon, y'all. Like, this is just, again, a part of Aaron Gordon's development. Being able to be this kind of a player is just ridiculous. Aaron Gordon is again, above 40% three-point shooter now since April 2024. But he's been able to add this stuff to his game. So you're getting from your, let's see, your third or fourth option, probably fourth. You're getting a size up at 6'8" and super strong and super athletic, and you're getting somebody who can size you up, bink, 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 step back, 3, while also being able to be a bully inside of the paint, which he was today. So being able to take advantage of mismatches, and then also being able to be a floor spacer, like, you legitimately have to guard Aaron Gordon. And that functionally changes the way that teams guard Denver. And today, you saw that immediately. So just shout out to AG, man. Like, you know, his development, his consistency, like his ability to just do his job and, like, to stay engaged and play hard defensively, to rebound, the shot making, the 2-man game stuff with Jokic, the 3-man game stuff with Jokic and Murray. Just phenomenal by Aaron Gordon. Christian Braun, 3 of 7 today. He only had 6 points, but he had 7 rebounds and 5 assists and 2 steals, y'all. Again, Another development, and this is another huge development for this team and for the roster. Christian Braun today was running pick and roll with Jokic. His first 2 assists today from Christian Braun were him running pick and roll with Nikola Jokic as the ball handler and then having extremely timely playmaking possessions with Jokic. And why is this important? I'm glad that you asked, because if Christian Braun is a competent plus ball handler and he is able to utilize his own athleticism in rim pressure to create possession for himself and for other people, then yeah, you're adding so much to the team, and it's making them that much better and that much more versatile. And so what I'm hoping is that as the season continues to go on and he continues to figure out that role and they continue to trust him with it as well, then that's going to make all of the difference for the team and for how they're able to perform as a whole. So I just love what I'm seeing from him. And also, again, that's another thing. He was very engaged defensively today. Very engaged defensively. And so I think a lot of this, again, for Christian, is going to come down to how well is he able to add to the three-point shot as a pull-up shooter. Because as I said, it's not just being a good off-ball shooter, but it's being able to create your own shot off the pull-up. And he's shown the ability that, like, he's added that, and he's good at it. Not good at it, but, like, it's something that is, like, it can be positive, and you can try it and kind of see where it goes. So, yeah, it's just great, man. Like, I can't say enough about Christian and his development and how much work that he's put in. Then Cameron Johnson, again, only 2 of 7 from the field, but he was 2 of 4 from 3 today, y'all. He had 11 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. And he was a plus 21. So Christian Braun was a plus 21. Jamal Murray, who played 27 minutes today, was a plus 15. Aaron Gordon was a plus 32 today. And Cam Johnson was a plus 21. Here's the thing I love about Cam. Cam, his shot isn't there yet. He's still figuring out, once again, where he belongs in the pecking order and where he needs to be. And even just finishing possessions, you could just see the comfort is not all the way there. It's not that he's uncomfortable. It's just you have to figure out a new system. Let me tell y'all this. Cam Johnson had 4 fouls today. And if you watch the way that Cam engages defensively, the Nuggets, and especially Adelman and Jokic also talked about this, their plan was that they wanted to be more aggressive at the point of attack and period defensively, and also in the inside the paint. Cam Johnson, he's getting a lot of foul calls because of the amount of contact he's creating. But also the thing that I think that's going to they want to set the tone defensively. That way they're putting the onus on the referee to determine how much physicality they will allow. Cam Johnson had 2 more steals today, and his pickpocket stuff has been really good. Like, his ability to stick his hands in the cookie jar has been really good so far. And I love the versatility that he's added to the team, but I also just love how engaged he's been. He's trying, and he is really trying to help and aid the Denver defense. And he's taken it on himself to do that. So I think he's had so many different things that he's added to his ledger that is shooting is the last thing that's kind of coming along, shooting and finishing. But I'm not worried about that. He's literally always done that. Always. He has always done that. But the DHO stuff that he had with Jokic today, that's something I think we're going to see a lot more of as the year goes on. They had a possession today where Jokic ran a DHO at the very top of the key, and Cam Johnson was able to come off of and hit like a 25-footer. That was a really great play. Then he had to steal the next possession. And also, if you kind of look at some of the lineups, like, again, David Adelman is experimenting with where to put certain players. But Cam Johnson, they had a lineup today where they ran Jamal Murray, Cameron Johnson, Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic, and Jonas Valanciunas. And then they had another lineup where they ran Jamal Murray at the start of the second quarter. Jamal Murray, Cam Johnson, Peyton Watson, Aaron Gordon, and Jonas Valanciunas. So then they had another lineup where they ran Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., Cam Johnson, Peyton Watson, Jonas Valanciunas. They had Bruce Brown, Cam Johnson, Peyton Watson, Tim Hardaway Jr., Nikola Jokic. So if you look at the play type stuff, Bruce Brown, last game, it was Bruce Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., Peyton Watson, then it was Spencer Jones and Jonas Valanciunas. I want y'all to like pick up on a theme here. Like they're literally like placing him all over the field because they're trying to figure out how best to utilize the ball handling stuff he adds, but also the additional playmaking, but then the shooting and the floor spacing, the pull-up shooting, but also just defensively, he can take on so many different assignments. So literally David Adelman is playing him 2 through 4. And I think that's a great idea by David Adelman. A really great idea. So honestly, like shout out to Cam Johnson for, I think the development that you're even seeing from him to integrate himself on the team. Like I said, Nikola Jokic at 18 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists today, and he had a steal, and he was extremely active defensively, and he was a plus 24 himself, and only played 23 minutes. So this feels like a season that's going to be very similar to 2023, where Jokic is probably going to be a 26 a game, 12, 13 rebounds, and 10.5 assists. I think that's where he's going to line up this year. I've been going back and forth between 27 and 26, but it's just they're flat. They're spreading the ball around, the usage around, and the touches, and in part because how can you make the offense more complicated for the defense while still allowing Jokic to be the hub, but also how can you accentuate other things that you have. That way, when you get in a playoff setting, Jokic is going to get you 45 in a playoff game. He's going to get you 53 points in a playoff game. He's going to get you 42 points in a playoff game. He's going to get you 37 points in a playoff game. He's had all those numbers. He scored 53 points versus the Suns. He's gotten you 30, 20, 10. That will be there. But we want to get everybody else to the party. And I think Jamal Murray is like the easiest one there because if Jamal takes the lead, then that's really it. Like, then that solves a lot of those problems. But Jokic, it's a matter of, how can we really make sure that Aaron, Cam, Brown, Tim Hardaway Jr., Peyton Watson, Bruce Brown, Jonas Valanciunas, they're all in play. Off the bench, Tim Hardaway Jr. was 1 of 7 from 3. Again, finding his shot, finding his role, but he was a +2. He had 10 points, very similar to Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson and Tim Hardaway Jr. today were 3 of 11 from 3. So that's where they are now. Now imagine where they'll be by December, by January in comfort. Imagine where they'll be even maybe earlier in late November. So a lot of this is they're just figuring out their way in their role, but they're getting open shots. Cam's getting open shots. Christian's getting open shots. Jamal's getting open shots. AG's getting open shots. And Hardaway's getting open shots. Your best shooters. Peyton Watson has been great. He was 3 of 7 from the field today. He was 6 of 7 from the free throw line. He had 12 points. Now he had 3 turnovers, but he had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal, and he is operating the point guard spot. When you look at the bench and you see how they're kind of being optimized right now, Peyton Watson has like kind of been the lead ball handler. Like when Jamal's not in the game, Peyton Watson has been the one orchestrating things. And so him and Valanciunas, I'm really curious to see what kind of rhythm they develop because Jonas Valanciunas has been setting monster screens. Like Jokic and Valanciunas setting screens, that might be the best screening tandem of all the centers in the league. And Peyton Watson learning how to optimize that, I think will be big for him as time goes on. And if you look at the way that like Adelman's trying to trust him more and more with those roles, like he's having the ball in his hand even more than Peyton Watson, than more than Bruce Brown. So great on him, man. I'm really excited to see how he continues to figure stuff out. Like I really am. And that probably, like I said, is going to be one of the biggest storylines of the season because if Peyton Watson figures that out, y'all, then, yeah, I mean, then that changes the trajectory of just what the Nuggets are So I'm really excited to see how he continues to develop, and I love the way that he's being utilized so far. So shout out to Peyton Watson. And then Jonas Valanciunas, 2 of 5 off the bench. He had 4 fouls today. He had 7 points, and he had 4 rebounds. So Jonas he's going to have a bigger impact than I think even I gave credit for, because he is generating at the rim so much contact from the defense that it's going to make it so hard to keep the Nuggets out of the bonus. And why is that so important, y'all? The Nuggets had 41 free throws today. They had 41 free throws today, and they shot 37 of 41 from the free throw line. But just for the context, you all, I believe in the first half, I want to say the Nuggets had, 5, 7, 12, 17, 19, 21. They had 21 free throws in the first half, you all. I think they had 17 free throws in the first quarter. Yeah. They had 17. They had 17 free throws in the first quarter. They had 15 free throws with 2 minutes and 18 seconds left. Why? Jokic, Murray, Valanciunas, Cam, Aaron Gordon. Aggression. That could be a story. You remember last year they were leading the league in free throw attempts for a long time. And I think this is going to be another year where they're going to be at the top of the league, if not at the very top, in part because of how much size they have this season. Julian Strawther only played 8 minutes today. He was out of the rotation. So again, I think at least today, Julian was the 10th man. But don't look now, Spencer Jones got even more time than Julian today. And I believe if I go to the play-by-play, Spencer Jones played before Julian did today. So I don't know how significant that is. But I think that the defense that Spencer Jones plays might potentially be more valuable for this team, at least in the regular season, and maybe at least to start the year, than Julian Strawther's shooting. And I don't know if that is true or not, but I'm speculating. Spencer Jones closed the first half today. Again, I don't know if that's going to be something that remains, but it happened. Spencer Jones was playing center today to close the first half. That lineup was Murray, Christian Braun, Hardaway Jr., Bruce Brown, and Spencer Jones. We will see what that means and what that leads to. But that, I think, is a significant development because Spencer is 6'7", 225 pounds. And if you heard the way that Stacey King, shout out to the GOAT Stacey King, color commentator for the Chicago Bulls, if you heard the way he was talking about him, he said, man, the Broncos might need to bring him onto the team because of how physical he's been at the point of attack. So I want y'all to just know, David Adams said they want to be physical. David Adams said he wants the defense to be even better. Now notice Cam Johnson's aggression. Notice Christian Brown's aggression. Notice how Jokic is playing. Notice how Aaron Gordon's playing. Notice how Jamal Murray's playing defensively. And add Peyton Watson. Oh, well then here comes a 6'7" wing that also can shoot, purportedly, at least in camp, but also is like somebody who can get in your sleeve. So they actually have even more versatility than I think, we could be giving credit for, y'all. I don't know, man. But 33 threes tonight for Denver. They had 18 in the first half. They had 41 free throws today. They had 17 in the first quarter, 21 in the first half. Very aggressive game. They win another game. They're playing dominant. The team looks great. Jokic looks great. Jamal Murray, 30 points today. Looks like it might be a career season. Y'all, we are on the way to 15,000 subscribers. If you watching, 824 people watching live, hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. 15,000 subscribers. It goes a long way. This is going to be an incredible season for the Denver Nuggets. Y'all know what time it is, Swipa Gang. See you on the other side. Oh, by the way, before we go, I want to make sure I get to your super chat. MP13, The floor of the team is so much higher than last year. It's a comical difference just off the energy level and fluidity of the team on the court. Absolutely, I agree with you. That is the biggest difference between this year and last year. The floor is higher. The players can feel that. Therefore, I think the culture is even stronger than what it was. And I think the players resonate when they know they have people around them that are willing to work and willing to go to war and get the job done. Y'all know what time it is. I'll see y'all soon.